اتخذوا أحبارهم ورهبانهم أربابا من دون الله. They took their rabbis and their monks ilah besides Allah. They took their rabbis and their monks ilah besides Allah. Yeah. Adi ibn Hatim was a rabbi. He knew. So he went to the Prophet and said, Ya Rasulullah, we didn't. We didn't take our monks and our rabbis. We didn't take them as ilah. We didn't worship them. The Prophet said to them, okay, wait. Yeah. Did they legislate for you guys and say what was halal, what was haram? Did they make halal for you? And what was haram for you, did they make it halal for you guys? He said, yeah, they did. The Prophet said, فَتِلْكَ عِبَادَتُهُم. That's the ibadah you've done for them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to, the ayah came down, اتَّخَذُوا أَحْبَارَهُمْ وَرُهْبَانَهُمْ أَرْبَابًا مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ. They took the monks and their rabbis, who? Ilah, besides Allah. So what did he say to them? What did he say to them? He said to them, the Prophet Adi ibn Hatim came to the messenger and he said, oh messenger of Allah, we didn't worship them. We didn't take them ilah min dunillah. We didn't. Then the messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, did they legislate for you, make halal that which Allah made haram and that which Allah made haram? Did they make it halal for you? He said, yes. He said, yes, O messenger of Allah, they did. They were the ones that made halal that which Allah was haram. Their books were changed and modified by them. Did they do that for you guys? In your book something said haram and they would say it's halal, and then you change this and it will become halal. And something would be haram in your book, halal in your book, and they would make it haram and then it would be changed into haram. Would that happen? He said, yes. The Prophet said, فَتِلْكَ عِبَادَتُمْ. That is a ibadah you've done for them. You've worshipped them. So this is the one that the Shaykh is referring to. Which is what? The one who believes, يعتقد اعتقاد, he believes, أن غير هدي النبي, that guidance other than the guidance of the Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم is better than his guidance. Or he believes that a legislation غير other than him is better. He believes there's a better guidance than the Prophet's guidance. And he believes a guidance other than the Prophet's guidance is more complete. Or he gives preference. He gives preference to what? To the law of a taghut, of Allah's rule. فَهُوَ كَافِرٌ. That is an individual who is a disbeliever. Disbeliever. He leaves the fold of al-Islam. The word hadi here, you have to understand, is the path of the messenger, his tariqah and his path. So he believes that. It goes against ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. It goes against wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. So the first three goes against ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. The first three goes against what? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. The fourth one goes against what? Wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Goes against wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Anyone, listen, who rolls by a role other than Allah's role, seeing that what he's rolling by is equal to Allah's role, is a kafir. If he gives it virtue, is a kafir. He says this role I am rolling by is the same as the role of Allah. It's the same, no problem. He's a kafir. Just by saying it's the same. If he says, no, my rule is actually better than the rule of Allah, is also a kafir. Make sense? That's what the Shaykh is teaching you here. He gives precedence too. But what did the Shaykh not mention? A person who sees that the role he is rolling by is less than the role of Allah. He hasn't mentioned it here. He's rolling by other than that which Allah sent down, but he doesn't see it to be as good as Allah's rule. He sees Allah's rule is better and the Prophet's guidance is better. The Shaykh didn't mention that, so don't add that to that point. That's another one. We'll come to it. It's another surah. The fifth one. Man abghada shay'an. The fifth one. Which is what? Anyone or whoever hates something مما جاء به الرسول, that the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam came with. ولو عمل به, even though he may not act on it. ولو لم يعمل به, even that though he may not act on it. Kafara, he's a disbeliever. He dislikes something that the Prophet came with. He hates it. He hates it. This person He's what? He is a kafir. Even if he doesn't what? Even if he doesn't do that thing he hates. For example, he hates the salah, but he prays it. He hates the salah. He hates it with passion. But he prays it. He doesn't go against the salah. He does what he hates it, but he still does it. He still does it. I said before, من أبغض شيء مما جاء بالرسول ولو عمل به. Sorry. نعم. And he may even act upon it. Meaning he hates it, but he still do it. He's a kafir. Doesn't matter. Why? Because this is بغض عمل القلبي. It's an action of the heart. Which is what? He should have loved and hated. Loved what Allah loves and hates that which Allah hates. Love that which the messenger loved and hate that which the messenger hated. Remember, loving for Allah's sake and hating for Allah's sake. That's why the messenger said, إن أوثق عرى الإيمان الحب في الله والبغض في الله. Now question. Allah said in the Quran, كتب عليكم القتال وهو كره لكم. Qital, jihad has been made mandatory upon you guys and you dislike it. Hey, where are we going to put that verse? And you dislike it. You don't like it. Do you like fighting? People like to stay at home, sleep, spend time with their children. What is... Hey, how can we answer that one?
That's a natural disposition of a person.
Hey,
Genuinely,
Is it Allah SWT says, man are created weak?
but we know...
Allah SWT, yeah, like you said, it's in us, but it doesn't mean just because...
So that goes against the Sheikh's speech.
But the thing is, if
Sah Muhammad.
you don't like it, you're not hating it. It's like the action of the heart is not following. You're disobeying, but you're not saying that. It's like you don't have enmity towards it. You still, even people who don't like to go to jihad, they still think they like the idea of jihad.
Like, you dislike it, but you say, I'm going to do it for the sake of Allah, even though it's hard.
So you guys are mixed. So you guys have to say this now. To understand this.
Intentions.
They hate not the ruling. The Shaykh is referring to the ruling is what they don't like. They don't hate the ruling. They love the ruling Allah legislated subhanahu wa ta'ala. They're not against it. Na'am. They don't give any. They love that Allah legislated this. And they love what Allah has legislated subhanahu wa ta'ala. But they dislike the death. The dying is what they dislike. As for the ruling, they're not against the ruling. They're not opposing the ruling. That is a difference, like a woman who believes that it's wrong for men inheritance, for the women to have less. Hates that ruling that Allah legislates. She hates it. She's against it. No, Allah shouldn't have said that. That individual, this fifth one will fall onto them. The person has to understand what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered. The believer has to love it. And as we know, the rules and the regulations of our religion is what? حُفَّتِ الْجَنَّةُ بِالْمَكَارِهِ. Jannah is revolved around what? Dislike, hardship. So a lot of the things are... But the kufr that is the bughd, so the hate, which is kufr and hypocrisy, فهو الذي, it's the one يرى أنه إن صلى فهو عابث. It's the type of person who, if he prays, he's like, why am I praying for? Like, there's a difference. One person dislikes the fact that he has to wake up, put water, it's the hardship, and he walks, and another one, he's like, why am I even praying for? Bro, this is exercise. He hates the whole idea of salah. Why do I have to do this? Nah, I don't like that. It's embarrassing. Why? See the difference between the two? This one and this one is not the same. فَشَتَّانَ بَيْنَهُمَا. This one's bughd, this one's enmity, it's kufr, it's belief. He finds the salah as a joke. He finds the salah as a joke. That's one. And this one, no doubt, it falls under what? The one that we mentioned. And it's the one Allah referred to in Surah Al-Muhammad. ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّهُمْ, and that is because اتَّبَعُوا مَا أَسْخَطَ اللَّهِ, they follow that which Allah hates. وَكَرِهُ رِضْوَانَهُ, and they disliked Allah is pleased, فَأَحْبَطَ أَعْمَالَهُم, and Allah nullified their actions. So it's the type of love and hate that the person hates the action in and within itself, such as a person who prays the salah and he finds it as though it's a joke. He calls it exercise. Number 6. من استهزأ بشيء من دين الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم أو ثواب الله أو عقاب كفر, والدليل قوله تعالى. A person who mocks, whoever mocks or ridicules any part of the Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم's religion or its rewards or punishments, he either ridicules and he mocks the Prophet religion عليه الصلاة والسلام, or rewards that the Prophet mentioned. Like the people say, what? Virgins, 70 virgins to the martyrs. You guys are going to get how much virgins? 70. Oh, mashallah, I'm going to get 70 virgins. Really? Mocks them, plays around with them. You ain't even married. Like those mocky things. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. That person. Or he mocks Allah's punishments. What? I drink it and this is going to happen to the... all of that. Inna lillahi, about the punishments of the hellfire. That person is a kafir. Kafara, he becomes a disbeliever. And now you find that in a lot of the scripts written, articles on the newspapers and on blogs, you see that kufr of so much people's beliefs and the things that they say. The disbelief that come out of some people's mouth of the Prophet ﷺ. قُلْ أَبِاللَّهِ, the evidence for it is what? The evidence is ayah 65 to 66, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, say, قُلْ أَبِاللَّهِ وَآيَاتِ وَرَسُولِهِ, say, was it Allah and His verses and His messenger that you were mocking? Make no excuses. لا تعتذروا قد كفرتم بعد إيمانكم. No excuses. You have disbelieved after having had faith. Surah At-Tawbah, ayah 65 to 66. 65 to 66. So a person's speech sometimes can make them a kafir. Just one word, one letter, sometimes can make you a kafir. A person should be very, very scared. And that ayah that the Shaykh brought as an evidence, it happened in Ghazwat Tabuk. A group of people sat together and they said amongst themselves, ما رأينا مثل قرائنا. I have never seen anyone the likes of our reciters. أرغب بطونا ولا أكذب ألسنا ولا أجبن عند اللقاء. We've never seen anyone like our reciters. Our reciters. They are big when it comes to eating. Big appetite. Love to eat. ولا أكذب ألسنا. And those who are liars. ولا أجبن, and also who are the cowards when we meet the enemy. So they were referring to the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the companions. So they insulted the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the great companions by saying that they are liars and that they're cowards and that they eat food, they've got big appetites. So they became kuffar because of that. They mocked the religion, they mocked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they mocked the companions and the righteous people, the disbelievers. Now, number 7. The 7th nullifier that makes a person leave the fold of Islam. قال الشيخ رحمه الله, the Shaykh said, السابع, the 7th one, السحر, magic. Sorcery. ومنه الصرف والعطف, which includes magic spells that cause a person to hate something he seeks after, which is called sarf. Sarf is what? Is a magic spell that causes a person to hate something he seeks after. 1. Or al-atf, which is what? Or love something he doesn't seek after. So he puts either hate or love in the person, making them love their wives or making somebody hate somebody. Which is the one Allah referred to in the Quran as what? At-tafriqu bayna az-zawjayn. He will either make him love his wife or he will make him hate his wife. Allah said, فَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ مِنْهُمَا مَا يُفَرِّقُونَ بِهِ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَزَوْجِهِ. They teach that which will distinguish between them and their wives. Nowadays what we find is There are things that, there's a thing referred to as the tiwala. I don't know what it is in English. A tiwala. Does anyone of you know? A tiwala. Tiwala. A tiwala is something that is placed and which they say that will bring the love of the man and his wife together. Huh? This is known as sarf. Atf, sorry. The messenger mentioned in the hadith Abu Dawood and on the authority of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, the Prophet said, Inna ruqa, the ruqya, what tamaimi, and the tamaims. Somalis, they call it hirsi. The Asian community, they refer to it as what? Ta'weez. Those shirk. And at-tiwala, the third one is what? At-tiwala. The tiwala. Which is to make a man and his wife love one another. So any magician who says, well, I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm just making a man and his wife who are together already. I just want them to love one another. Kufrun billah. It's kufr. So magic that was done to a man and his wife, that they were going separate ways. No one could do another spell to bring them together. No, not at all. Naam. And we believe magic does exist. فَمَنْ فَعَلَهُ أَوْ رَضِيَ بِهِ. Anyone who does it, anyone who performs it, or is pleased with it, kafara, he's a disbeliever. If you do it, you're a kafir. If you're just pleased with it, to be done on you, you're a kafir as well. And the evidences for that is what? Allah said, وَمَا يُعَلِّمَانِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ. They don't teach anyone حَتَّى يَقُولَا, until they say to them, إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ فِتْنَةٌ. We are a test from Allah. فَلَا تَكْفُرْ. Don't be a disbeliever. Don't take this magic from us. We're a test from Allah. If you do take this magic from us, you will become a disbeliever. Magic is two types. Sihrun haqiqi, a true magic. True. Reality. And it's the one, as I mentioned, that basically يفرق بي بين الزوجين والصديقين ونحوهما. The person distinguishes between the what? He distinguishes or he divides between a wife and his husband, a wife and a husband, or he brings them both together, or he takes a wife and a husband, two friends, takes them away from one another. Takes them away from one another. Two friends. He makes them leave one another. You see? The second type is what? سحر التخيل. سحر التخيل. سحر التخيل. A sihr which is, it's not real, it's not true. It's just a person is being made to see something in a different way. They start to see things in a way. And this is it's known as the delusion, the hand tricks that people do. That the person he sees a donkey as a human, and a human is a donkey sometimes, or a stick, or a stick, and is made into gold, for example, or ropes are made into what? Snakes. All of these, like the magicians of Fir'aun. La, Nabiullah Musa wasn't magic. It was a miracle, mu'jiza. There's a difference between mu'jiza and a sihr. This is a miracle from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Miracle. Now, some scholars did say not all sihr is kufr. Some scholars did say that. And they said, why? Because it differs in the usage of the sihr. If the sihr is done by diverting ibadah for other than Allah, then that's kufr. And if it's done by not diverting it to other than Allah, it's not kufr. Some scholars said that. Lakin we're going to stick with the Quran. The Quran does not distinguish it, so there is no reason for it to be distinguished. The angels, they clearly said, فَلَا تَكْفُرْ. All sihr is kufr. All of it is kufr. Like what? Hand tricks. Sihr. Kufrun billahi aliyul azim. It's kufr in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the other forms of sihr that are done. 8. مظاهرة المشركين ومعاونتهم على المسلمين والدليل قوله تعالى ومن يتولهم منكم فإنه منهم إن الله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين. The eighth one which is supporting and assisting the polytheist against the Muslims. It's also a what? It's also a kufr. This one has to keep in mind, which is the 8th nullifier. This one is tawalli And there's a difference between tawalli and muwalat. There's a difference, according to some of the scholars. Like Ibn al-Qasim, he mentioned this in his Hashiyah of Usul al-Thalatha. Hashiyah of Usul al-Thalatha, he distinguished between a tawalli and muwalat. Which means the difference is, tawalli is based on love of the polytheist religion. So if a Muslim, he assists and he aids and he supports a polytheist or a disbeliever with love in him for the disbeliever's religion, then he's a kafir. If he does it without that love in it, then he won't be a disbeliever. He won't be a disbeliever. Tawalli here is based upon love of the kafir and his religion. Love of the kafir and his religion. And the evidence to show that there is that difference is the qissa, the story of Hatib ibn Abi Balta'a radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. And that is, Hatib was from the Muhajirin. And he was from those who participated in the Battle of Badr. And he used to have children and wealth in Mecca. And he wasn't from the people of Quraysh. He wasn't from the tribe. بل كان حليفا لهم. Rather, he had hilf. He had an allegiance with them. But when the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam planned to reconquest Mecca, he wanted to conquest Mecca, because of the fact that they broke the promise, the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam prepared an army. Hatib sent a letter to Quraysh informing them and informing them of the fact of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam making his way towards them. So he did that. When he sent the letter, it was given to a woman who was in a place called Rawdatu Khakhin. Rawdatu Khakhin. When the Prophet ﷺ, he sent Ali ibn Abi Talib, Zubayr ibn Awwam, and Miqdad, these three men. He said, go to the place Rawdatu Khak, فَإِنَّ بِهَا ضَعِينَةَ مَعَهَا كِتَابٌ فَخُذُوهُ مِنْهَا. There's a woman in that place, take that letter from her. So they went and they took the letter from her. She refused at the beginning. She said, I don't have anything, leave me alone. And then Ali ibn Abi Talib radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he said to her, لا تخرجن الكتاب, you will bring out the book. أو لنلقين الثياب, oh, we are going to take your garment, we're going to rip your clothes apart. قالت فأخرج الكتاب من عقاصها. She brought it out from, she plaited it on her head. So she brought it out and she said, this is what. The letter, it said, من حاطب ibn Abi Balta'a, from Hatib. To what? To the people of Quraysh who are in Mecca, informing them of the story. The Prophet called Hatib and said, oh Hatib, what had made you do what you did? He said, لا تعجل علي, O Messenger of Allah, don't hasten on me. إني كنت امرأ ملصقا في قريش. I was a man who had an allegiance with Quraysh. I'm not from them. I'm not like Uthman and all these companions, Abu Bakr and Ali, who are from Quraysh. I am not from them. I have allegiance with them. I have my children there. They look after my children are over there. If I didn't help them, if I helped them, and I aided them and I assisted them, I believe that it would get there to kind of like respect my kids for me, my children, leave my family alone for me, not harm them. And I did not do that out of apostation and kufr of Islam. The Prophet, and I was not pleased with kufr. See, I wasn't pleased with the kufr. See, that makes it a kufr. فقال رسول الله, the Prophet said, إنه صدقكم, he told you the truth. Umar said, دعني أضرب عنق هذا المنافق. Oh Messenger of Allah, allow me to knock the head of the hypocrite. The Prophet said, إنه قد شهد بدرا, he participated in Badr. وما يدريك لعل الله اطلع إلى أهل بدر. Allah had looked at the people of Badr and said to them, do whatever you want, whatever you want, for Allah has forgiven you all. Then the surah came down, يا أيها الذين آمنوا يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تتخذوا عدوي وعدوكم أولياء تلقون إليهم بالمودة وقد كفروا بما جاءكم من الحق يخرجون الرسول وإياكم أن تؤمنوا بالله ربكم إن كنتم خرجتم جهادا في سبيلي وابتغاء مرضاتي تصرون إليهم بالمودة وأنا أعلم بما أخفيتم وما أعلمتم ومن يفعل منكم فقد ضل سواء السبيل. Until the ending of the surah. Bukhari and Muslim narrated it on the authority of Ali ibn Abi Talib. So from that story, we realize that the person, if he gives support to the disbelievers and he does it out of love for their religion, and that he does it because he is pleased of what they are upon, then he becomes a kafir and he leaves the fold of Islam. But if he doesn't do it for that sake, he just does it, then that person doesn't become a kafir. He is fallen into major sin. 9. The 9th thing that nullifies your religion. من اعتقد أن بعض الناس يسعه الخروج عن شريعة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم كما وسع الخضر الخروج عن شريعة موسى عليه السلام فهو كافر. The 9th one is whoever believes that it is permitted for some people to be free of implementing the Sharia, revealed laws of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, i.e. Islam, just as it was permitted for Al-Khadir to be free from the Sharia of Musa, then this person is a disbeliever. Like those who say, for example, the Sufis, the Gullat of the Sufiya, who said that وَعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينُ, worship your Lord until certainty comes to you. So he worships Allah for 60 years and he says, now I've reached a level of certainty. I don't have to worship Allah anymore. I'm now allowed, I don't have to pray salah, and he doesn't pray. Yes, the religion is uplifted from him. He doesn't have to do that. He's a disbeliever, he's a kafir. Anyone who believes in that concept, that you are allowed to reach that level, anyone who believes that there's a level where you don't have to pray to Allah, you don't have to do ibadat anymore, that person is a kafir, disbeliever.
Certainty in the ayah is death, isn't it? Worship Allah to certainty.
The certainty referred in the verse is death. Maniyya is death, na'am. It's death, not a level or stage. If there was a level and there was a stage, who would have reached that level and that stage? The Prophet ﷺ. And the last moment he was saying, As-salah, As-salah, wa ma malakat aymanukum. He was standing up and he was dropping, alayhi salatu wasalam. So anyone who claims that he can, then that person is a disbeliever. Because it goes against shahada to bear witness that Muhammad is what? The messenger of Allah. That he has been sent to you. That you have to follow him in everything which he did and everything in which he said. Until certainty comes to you, which is death. Until you die, you have to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The last one, which is الإعراض عن دين الله تعالى لا يتعلمه ولا يعمل به والدليل قوله تعالى. The last one is to turn away, which is كفر الإعراض. He doesn't put no ear towards the religion, turning away from Allah's religion, not learning it or implementing it in any form or shape, turns away from it fully, from his heart and from his limbs, both. He turns away. That person is a kafirun. Na'am, disbeliever. His religion is nullified. And the evidence for that is what? وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ, who is much worse, who does more wrong than the one who is reminded of Allah. وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ ذُكِّرَ بِآيَاتِ رَبِّهِ ثُمَّ أَعْرَضَ عَنْهَا إِنَّا مِنَ الْمُجْرِمِينَ مُنْتَقِمُونَ. And who does more wrong than he who is reminded of the ayat, signs, verses of his Lord, then turns away from them. Verily, we shall extract severe consequences for the criminals, for their actions. So, turning away from the religion of Allah, not putting your ear towards it, not trying to understand it, not trying to ponder on it, not trying to look into it. A person who doesn't ask about Islam, never asks about halal and haram. He doesn't implement one thing from Islam. All of it, he leaves it. وَلَا يَسْأَلْ عَنْ شَيْءٍ, and he never asks about any matter of Islam. He doesn't pray, he doesn't fast, he doesn't do hajj, he doesn't give sadaqah, he doesn't remember Allah, he doesn't read the Quran, he doesn't leave zina, he doesn't stop drinking khamr. He does all of that. You see? Can that person be a Muslim? Can that person really be a Muslim? He can't be a Muslim. Because that what is what? هذا إعراض كلي. That is a full turning away. You see? مناقض للشهادتين. It goes against his testimony, the two testimonies of شهادة لا إله إلا الله وأن محمد رسول الله. Because if he was truthful about his belief of Allah and the Day of Judgment and the belief of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, at least one thing he would have followed Allah and his Messenger in. But the matter of each action by itself, the scholars, they said that they look into it. Did he leave it out of disbelief? Did he not? And etc. But the person leaves the religion of totality. Not one thing of Islam is on him. All of the things of disbelief is on him. He's not a Muslim. You see, Allah said in another ayah, وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا, the disbelievers, عَمَّا أُنذِرُوا, that which they have been warned, مُعْرِضُونَ, they turned away from it. Then the Shaykh said, وَلَا فَرْقَ فِي جَمِيعِ هَذِي النَّوَاقِدِ بَيْنَ الْهَازِلِ وَالْجَادِ. Now the Shaykh said, all of that which has been mentioned, all of that which has been mentioned, there is no difference. Those 10 that he just mentioned, those 10, all of them, there is no difference in regards to the one that commits any of those nullifiers or the 10, whether he's joking or he's serious. Doesn't matter. Oh, I was joking when I done the shirk. I was only joking. Nope, doesn't problem. And the one that's serious about it, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Wal khaif, and the one that's scared. And the one that is scared of fear. Illa al-mukrih, except the one who has been forced into it. That's the only exception we give, he said. Illa al-mukrih. وَكُلُّهَا مِنْ أَعْظَمِ مَا يَكُونُ خَطَرًا. And the rest, he said, the remaining, and all of these 10 matters are from the gravest in dangers and from those that are most often occur. The 10 he mentioned. They happen the most. So those 10, the only one he has brought out of it is what? The mukrih, the one that is forced into it. فَيَنْبَغِي لِلْمُسْلِمِ, it is required from a Muslim, أَنْ يَحْذَرَهَا, that he stays away. That a Muslim beware of them, these 10. وَيَخَافَ مِنْهَا, and that he fears it for himself. نَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ, we seek refuge in Allah. مِنْ مُوجِبَاتِ غَضَبِهِ, we seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and about things that bring his anger on us and his painful punishment. وَأَلِيمِ عِقَابِهِ, وَصَلَّى اللَّهُ, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's peace and blessings عَلَى خَيْرِ خَلْقِهِ, on the best of his creations, Muhammad, on our Prophet Muhammad, وَآلِهِ, and his companions and followers, his family, وَصَحْبِهِ, and his companions, وَسَلَّمْ, and peace. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.